आपसे मैं ये जानना चाहता हूं कि यू नो इन योर ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट यू डिड से दैट ऑब्वियसली दिस इज गोइंग टू बी a huge burden on the people. You also made a pitch for the farmers that you should increase their income also. But Mr. Tyagi, आप सरकार हैं. You are in an alliance with the BJP and you know in your capacity questions will be asked of you. अब आप भी अगर वही सवाल पूछेंगे तो फिर जवाब कौन देगा?
इस सरकार की जो दिक्कतें हैं, परेशानियां हैं, वो भी हम महसूस करते हैं. आज कोई एपिडेमिक की वजह से कोई भारत की स्थिति खराब हुई है, मैं ऐसा नहीं मानता. जो दुनिया की सबसे ताकतवर इकोनॉमी है अमेरिका की, वो खराब है. यूरोपियन यूनियन का बुरा हाल है. उसका इन्फ्लेशन का सप्लाई जो चेन खराब हुई है, उसका असर भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था पर भी पड़ा है. और मैं उन लोगों में से नहीं हूं कि भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था खराब हो तो मैं उस पर प्रसन्नता जाहिर करूं. आई एम नॉट वन ऑफ देम. लेकिन मैं जिस सेक्शन से आता हूं, गांव के लोगों के यहां से आता हूं, हमारा कष्ट यह है कि जब सब चीजों के दाम बढ़ रहे हैं, स्टील के 50%, कॉपर के 40%, सरसों के तेल के, जब सरसों आप हमसे खरीदते हो तो दाम कुछ और होता है.
No, but Mr. Tyagi, I hope you realize this is exactly the point that even the opposition is making. They say that you give people the purchasing power, you increase income, or till such time that you can't do that, to boost demand, आप कुछ एक ऐसा स्कीम लाइए where you have like an urban version of Manrega, or you have a system where you increase the rural income, give direct cash transfers to people. These will be the possible solutions.
नहीं संकेत जी, मैं सरकार की इस बात की भी तारीफ करूंगा और आप भी अप्रिशिएट कीजिए कि नवंबर तक 80 करोड़ लोगों को मुफ्त चावल, गेहूं और ये भी दिया जा रहा है, दाल भी. और उसके लिए मैं फिर किसानों को, रूरल इकोनॉमी को फिर मैं शाबाशी देना चाहता हूं कि अगर हमारे भारत के किसानों ने इतना उत्पादन ना किया होता तो शायद 80 करोड़ लोगों को जो आज भोजन दे रहे हैं,
No, agree, but there is a cost involved.
Starvation.
So you carry out these relief measures, but then you tax people so much that whatever relief has to happen is also proves to be a burden. It's all cyclical. Priyanka Chaturvedi wanted to come in. Ms. Chaturvedi.
No, I just want to remind KC Tyagi, I respect him tremendously, but I want to remind him that the rise in prices and the downfall of economy is not COVID induced. It is something which India was heading towards before 2017. Post demonetization, we all saw how economy started falling and faltering. We had a flawed GST which created further problems for the economy. So let's not blame COVID for all the mismanagement. The mismanagement began with your policy decisions. Now, with regards to what he's talking about, rural economy, when you have prices which are rising in terms of petrol prices, diesel prices, cooking gas prices, oil prices, everything, cooking oil prices, I mean, everything is increasing. Incomes are decreasing. Joblessness is increasing. So in what way are you trying to facilitate an economy to grow when there is no demand? And the demand can only grow when you bring in some liquidity into the system, which you're unwilling to do. You continue to speak about deficit gaps.
No, but then what about the relief measures that have been announced? The 6 lakh crore package. Relief measures.
You know, a 6 lakh crore package, 12.5 crore package, 12.5 lakh crore package. They're all, if you look at it, they're basically 1% or 2% of the economy that you're talking about, you're addressing. You're not addressing the larger issue. When you don't have consumer spending, when you're not giving enough money in the hands of the people, you will not be able to increase demand.
Okay, let me ask this question of Pinky Anand.
That is where we have a problem.
Ms. Anand, see, this point is raised a lot, politically also, and some economists also raise this point, that fine, you can boost the supply side by giving out loans. But then if people do not have the purchasing power, there will be no demand. And if there is no demand, I may set up the best factory. Whatever the produce is will not sell.
Sanket, actually I am a little perplexed at this kind of question. I'll tell you why. I mean, the little economics that I have done in my various, throughout, of course I'm a lawyer at this point, But coming back to that, I was an economics student by the way at the college, but that's not the story. This is far beyond that stage. The question today really is the fact that you are facing an unprecedented time. Whether you can ultimately boost either supply or demand itself is a moot question. I'm not even sure how much of supply you can talk about boosting at this point of time. Every possible constraint is there. There have to be times when you have to balance that issue. As I said, I can only really repeat at this point of time. If you are having, as one of our speakers has said very rightly, there are some features over which we have control, and there are some features over which we have no control. So the packages that we have as a government has lent out to the people in two ways. The food packages, including food and oil and dal and everything else that goes along, as rationed to about 80 crore people. And the benefits that have gone on, as Priyanka said, 12.5 lakh crore or whatever it is. These are the benefits that have been able to be meted out, and possibly this is the first and only target you can meet at this point of time. You are looking forward to the various
Anand,
migrant labours. You're looking forward. You're looking forward to people returning back.
Question,
that is your priority.
I agree.
Coming back to the fact,
Miss Anand, I know you have a very your predicament is difficult. But I just want to know from you, was this the only...
I don't know, sir.
Was this the only
I don't know
alternative?
about the predicament. I don't know about your predicament situation, so let's not go there. Be that as it may.
Okay. No, Ms. Anand, my question is, do you think that this was the only alternative? For instance, another political argument that is made is that on one hand, you have reduced corporate tax, and on the other hand, you are citing lack of funds, or obviously a government needs funds. You need revenue. So all that revenue will come out of petrol pumps and cooking oil.
See, Sanket, all said and done, petrol is one of the features that lends itself in an economy to all kinds of issues. That is always the case because it has a cascading effect. So you are right to that extent. However, the fact of rise of crude oil, you've had rise of crude oil to 65 per barrel, which is almost double what it was last year. You have obviously cascading effect as far as the rise of crude oil is concerned, and we are 80% import dependent. So we can talk in the air and we can say that it should be done, but what do you do with the feature over which, as
can I please comment?
But it was, we were import dependent as far as oil is concerned, even in 2013. I'm just trying to understand what has changed between 2014 and 2021.
Can I comment?
Sanket, I am not sitting here to talk about 2014 and 2021. I am talking about 2021. So I am not going where you want necessarily to raise your fingers at. I am talking about the current situation. As far as that is concerned, is it justified? Is it not justified? Is it something which is sad, which is not sad? So of course it is unfortunate.